Hi friends! This is DaintyTank. Thank you for joining me. Welcome back to Arcade Spirits. If you haven't seen the first one, poke over for the first one, which was hilarious. I am enjoying the kind of setup and the fun. It's interesting. We're following the advice of a maybe dating app? I don't know. I really didn't research this one. I should research more of these, but I don't. I just kind of jump into them blind. I'm like, yeah! Because I don't want to be spoiled on the story. Oh well, let's keep going. Load! So, we got onto a bus, and then we got dropped off here. Yes. Let's see what happens here. The bus drops me off, oddly enough, not very far from Juniper's office building. Although, my destination isn't nearly as upscale as that. This is, well, it's a strip mall. Strip malls are relics of the 19X's. Oh, the relics of the 20th century. Don't judge me. Places where a random assortment of weird little businesses jam as many themselves into a tight of a space as possible. Yep. It's to be a kind of center of commerce, and keeps everything together. For instance, I'm seeing a dentist, a used bookstore called The Whole Story, an arcade, the FUNPLEX, I'm guessing, fast food joint, and a boarded up health spa once called Lattes and Enemas. Which sounds, gay. That's what that sounds like.
Hey, listen.
Oh my god, really? Really? Hey, listen, did you just Navi me? Navi from, like, Ocarina of Time? Hey, listen. This game is really good. What do you think? I think that's two things no human being should ever combine. No, I mean about your future place of work. Desperately hoping we're not talking about the same thing. Which one of these businesses exactly am I working at? I don't know anything about oral hygiene or old books, or I'd rather not be a fry cook. The one in the middle, silly. What, behind the arcade? It is the arcade. Huh. Trust me on this. I referenced and cross-referenced and cross-referenced through personality details, personal history, and social media connections. This is your dream job. My dream job? Really?
99.97%.
Wow. That is a very high percentage accuracy. I should probably explain my confusion. Arcades are big business in the entertainment sector. Pro gamers are celebs. 5-star arcades are social hotspots. It's always been popular with the mainstream. Okay. So basically, the arcades of, like, the 80s didn't go away? Cool. But, well, restaurants are popular too, right? And for everybody who opens one hoping to be the next Iron Chef, dozen more shut down in failure. Arcade competition is fierce. Paydays range from peanuts to gold. And sure, those who do make it can secure fame and fortune, but those who don't, well... No wonder Iris sees this as my dream job. Makes sense, especially with it being that rare. Click. Video games weren't always this popular, though. I read an interesting article about it once. Back in the year, thank you for the exposition right before you're supposed to go into this interview. Back in the year 1980X. Back in the 1980s. It would be a little bit easier. We narrowly avoided a serious industry crash, which would have left video games as a kid's toy fad, like hula hoops. No mainstream acceptance. Okay. I mean, the 80s and the 1980s crash was basically, like, unregulated, games. Specifically, E.T. for the Atari was the major one that was the blame for the downfall, but a lot of just poorly done, rushed out, like, 2-week development projects. Like, you can't make a decent game in 2 weeks. But that's what they did. For instance, one of the factors could have been terrible game based on a kid's movie with a cute alien visitor who wanted to phone home. Oh, goodness. Oh, there we go. Talking about E.T. For instance, it could have been E.T. If this game was complete poop butts, like poop from a butt, massively overproduced, it'll ruin video games for years. That's hilarious. Oh, good job. Did open the door for Nintendo to come in and say, hey, Nintendo seal guaranteed good game. Quality seal, basically, is the thing that brought the industry back. Fortunately, cooler heads prevailed and that game was delayed until it could be developed properly. Oh my goodness. So basically Atari continued effectively. The crisis only exists in theory now. Uh-huh. Sometimes I wonder what it'd be like for people in the darkest timeline. Oh, you're hurting me. I'm in the darkest timeline? Oh, where everything went wrong. Are gamers considered nerds and outcasts? Are arcades vanishing points of nostalgia? The mind boggles. But make no mistake, as popular as they are, the arcade industry is a dodgy, risky prospect for a job. Plenty make a run at it, only to come up short. Considering Iris was tasked with getting me a job I'd enjoy and could keep for more than a few months, this left me a bit confused. Iris, this isn't me saying no. It's an interesting prospect, but... I mean, are you sure about this? Say you're 99% sure.
99.97%.
Thanks. Wouldn't this be like my lifeguard job, though? Satisfying but short-lived. This arcade doesn't exactly look like a 5-star. It's no Deco's place, that's for sure. And to be perfectly honest, I haven't set foot inside an arcade in 15 years. How old are you? How old are you? Okay. Huh. I remember really enjoying the arcades when I was a kid. I wonder why I stopped going to them, especially since you just did a whole expose on how important it was. Oh my god, just read boring clothing store, delightfully dull. Okay. Iris interrupts that thought, eager to show off her homework.
My sources say yes.
Okay, trust me. When I say 99.97% sure, I meant it. It's not some arbitrary number. I'm designed to be a bit silly and whimsical, but my math is deadly serious. My coders made me to be the warm, personable front of the database array that's currently laser targeted on getting you exactly what you need. Right here, right now. And when this place inevitably collapses and I lose my dream job, what makes you think that's gonna happen? Because it does. It always does. They don't think your database accounts for my family curse. We've always had to, I don't know, compromise, settle. Because things rarely work out. You always have to be ready for the worst. That's why I take things in stride these days. Does that mean you shouldn't even try? I open my mouth to protest, and then I close it. As often as my life tends to crumble out from under me, it's not like she was wrong. Still had to try. Fair. I mean, what the hell, why not? Buy the ticket, take the ride. It's what I told myself when I walked out the door that morning, wasn't it? No matter how risky, I owed it to myself to jump in with both feet. And when it all came crashing down, well, I had recovered before. I'll recover again. Meanwhile, may as well take the opportunity in front of me. Good positivity. So I opted to push on through those doors, see what waited for me on the other side. Whew. The air conditioning hits me with a cool breeze, albeit one smelling of copper and corn chips. Ew. Why copper? Like, specifically. As it's early in the morning on the weekday, it's not too packed with gamers. Although, it's so packed with games, I probably have a hard time finding anyone anyway. Once I'm stuck by something odd. Struck! I actually recognize most of these games. Neat! Considering I haven't walked into an arcade in over a decade, that's probably not great. Lots of vintage stuff here. On the looks of it, like really old. Yeah. Let's see, Fast Cards 5. Time shooters. Oh my goodness. Castle Crunch. Yeah, this is a retro. Fast of discomfort? I don't know what that says. But oh, Showtime Stage, that's DDR. Oh, that's good. So it's basically retro games. That's even better. Honestly, we have a bar that's close by that's a retro gaming bar that has all of like these vintage video games for a quarter. Just like a quarter per play. And it's so much fun. Although I don't recognize that game with the stage lights and things. Maybe it's karaoke or dancing? Japanese import?
My sources say yes.
Checking. That would be Showtime Stage. Collaboration of Hana Heavy Industry Concern and Hubris Records in Germany. It's won a lot of awards. Yeah, it's DDR. Dance Revolution. I literally have DDR from like, it's like Supernova or something. It's like back in like the 90s or early aughts. Oh, it's good. It's so good. Huh. I recognize most of these. Whoa, is that seriously a Mr. Moppy's Magic Maze? The one in the middle with the split screens is new to me. Fist of Discomfort. Ooh, oh no. Oh no. Oh, okay, so Moppy is Pac-Man. Oh man, I love this. Skee ball. Always need a good skee ball. Fist of Discomfort, a hybrid real-time strategy and brawler beat 'em up. It's actually not that new. It's been a staple of the esports scene for the last 8 years. 2 genres I was utterly lousy at last time I checked. Real-time strategy and beat 'em up? Okay. And over here is an old lady. Sorry ma'am, I was just talking to myself and had an overwhelming urge to complete my sentences. Okay. Thankfully, I don't think she even registered me calling her old. She looks up from her knitting, seated behind the ticket prize redemption desk, and offers a wrinkly smile.
Well, hello there. Always nice to meet someone new in the FUNPLEX.
Yes, indeed. The what?
Francine's Arcade FUNPLEX. Didn't you see the sign out front, dear? Well, I chose to knock off the first 2 words when they got knocked off the building during the storm of 1980. Now it's just the FUNPLEX, I suppose. So, how can I help you, dear?
Holy snap. Holy snap. Did you really just bleep the last digit? Oh my goodness. Can you guys not have like any sort of dates? That makes it sound a lot worse than it actually is. A FUNPLEX. Is that when you suplex a clown? No. A genie in my phone set up a job interview for me. Been in the business for XX years. Let's do genie. Magic spacefarer or something that lives in my phone told me to come here to find my dream job.
Hello!
I'm a magical space fairy, apparently. I half expected her to send me packing. Pretty impulsive of me to just talk about Iris like that, but she took it in stride.
My, oh my.
Oh, hello! My. What they can do with technology these days, I really do marvel at what amazing things young people have in 20-something. Although, I'd simply love to take the sledgehammer to those blasted video game consoles that eat at my bottom line. But, like, I'm literally playing... Okay. she said, with such a kind-hearted and warm smile.
Please call me Francine. As in Francine's Arcade Funplex. Get it?
Got it.
Actually, thinking about it, I suppose we were originally Frederick's Arcade Funplex, named after my dear departed husband.
My dear departed husband, lost under mysterious circumstances that's not at all sledgehammer related.
Sadly, he died peacefully in bed some years ago.
Without a sledgehammer, don't worry. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, don't be. He died doing what he loved. Having intensely physical relations with me.
Ah! No! Ah! Like, good for you. Sex positive. It's really great. I'm really glad for you, but... No! Why? That's information I needed to know, yes. And you are? DaintyTank, ma'am. Daintiest tank. Very well. Shall we retire to the office to conduct your interview? I'd carry on out here, but it's rather noisy, isn't it? Yeah, about that. How do you deal with the constant noise anyway? Oh, eventually you just sort of learn how to filter out all the beeps and boops. That's true. Just turn it down. It can take weeks to become acclimated, I found. But in the end, done. She quirks an eyebrow. Well done. That's faster than the others. Not bad. So, did I really just go? Just need to turn it down. Done. So shall we see what you're made of? This way, please. Penguin there, baby. Soda. Then a coffee maker from, like, I think the 80s when it opened. Francine leads me down a back hallway past public restrooms into a door marked employees only. Takes all my restraint not to point out the extraneous apostrophe. Oh. Okay. Welcome to our little backstage oasis. I'd suggest we do this in Gavin's office, but it's a bit too untidy. Don't blame the boy. He's been so overworked lately. Please have a seat, then we'll begin. As quirky as his place and its owner may be, at least I'm confident that I can nail the interviewed portion of the proceedings. I've interviewed for dozens of jobs and held down 3. I know all the standard questions. What are your greatest strengths? What do you see as your weaknesses? Once I even had to describe how to assemble a Lego set to prove my communication skills. Well, first you open a box, and then you cry because you don't want to deal with all of that. And so you get it over to the dainty wife, and the dainty wife happily assembles this Lego set, and then you enjoy the final product because you can't go through the whole process and reading, and you're too dyslexic for that. Considering I ended up washing dishes, I'm not sure why, but I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point on any of these job interviews that pops up. It's like, what are your goals for the next year? And it's like, I'm a bellhop. I open the door, I close the door, and I move the stuff upstairs with a smile. Like, what do you want? What do you want? The point is, I'm confident, prepared, ready.
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
Oh, win! Yeah! Okay, great question. I love these types of questions. Yeah! One of my favorites is, like, what would you do if you had an elephant suddenly appear outside? And it's basically trying to see, like, what was their process if something extraordinary was happening? What would they do? And honestly, this is fun. This is creative. It's like, how creative can you come up with off of your head? What dinosaur would you be? What?
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
Right, okay, maybe this wouldn't be a typical job interview after all. No problem. Go with the flow. Let's do this. Let's do this! T-Rex, no doubt about it. Pterodactyl, soar through the sky! Bronchosaurus, big dude, eats salads. No! Pterodactyl! Yeah! I've always wanted to be a bird, so... Wait, no. All dinosaurs are basically birds? Let me rephrase. I've always wanted to be a flying bird, so pterodactyl, swooping around, catching up drifts, staying way away from the meat eaters. Really? How exciting! Even if technically speaking, pterodactyls aren't dinosaurs.
What's your favorite snack?
Snack. Snack? If this was my favorite food question, I'd have this down easy. It's tacos. Always tacos. But snacks?
When you have pizza on a bagel,
Say pizza bagels! Pizza's on a bagel! You can have pizza anytime. Thank you, Iris. Hush you. Come on, dear, I don't have all day. After giving it a good thought, well, how could you forget my favorite snack? Tacos are also my favorite snack. Tasty apple with almond butter. Whatever munchies lurk in the depths of the vending machine. I actually really love apples. I moved to the Northeast and it's basically great. And almond butter is really tasty. Dainty Wife has some. Apple a day keeps doctor away. If I'm hungry and I need something that's got something nutritious and protein to carry me through the rest of the day. That's good. You know how to plan accordingly for any situation. You know what they say. You are what you eat. Okay. Next question. Nothing I prepared for has helped me plan for this odd interview. Brace myself for the next one.
What assets can you bring to the team during the inevitable zombie apocalypse?
This is great. This is absolutely great. I want this. For this interview, is this interview for real or is it a dream? It's the best interview. Go with it. As I look into Francine's deadpan expression, I know she's 130% serious. Yeah, she's picking a plan. Like, she has things to do, and you can't be in the way. Engineering, I can make stuff. Medical, oh hey, no lawyers left to sue for malpractice. To be honest, probably get eaten on day one. Engineering! I'm essentially MacGyver. I can make anything out of string, a match, a screwdriver. Essentially, if what you want is a screwdriver wrapped in burning string. Good. We'll need someone to build makeshift defenses. And think quickly in case we get surrounded. An inventive brain is always a critical role in any situation. Survival. Critical role, you say? One more thing.
Why are you here?
That's a great question. The question is so simple and almost actually relevant to career planning. Takes me off guard. Told you, the magical space fairy in my phone sent me here to find a job.
You're seeking a job, true. But that doesn't really answer my question, does it?
No.
No doubt. You think my interview questions are a bit silly. But I like to think of the FUNPLEX as more than a collection of tasks and people to perform those tasks. Most folks my age opening arcades at that time saw it as just another way to make a quick buck. But, well, I saw it as something else. Something more than a way to make a large pile of quarters.
I love her. I love her so much. She is so intense. And her knitting needles are so huge.
And I expect you'll find the others working here see it as something more too.
Oh?
Everyone has a dream they're chasing, dearie. And for my friends, it lies within the FUNPLEX. Now, if all you want is a paycheck, I can provide that. But the last fellow in your position, that's all he wanted. And he didn't last long. So I ask you again, why are you here?
To be honest, I don't have a better answer than why not. Buy the ticket, take the ride. It's what I told myself. that wouldn't cut it here. Need to actually think this through. It's a FUNPLEX. A plex of fun. I like fun. To be honest, I don't know yet. Not yet. Looking for hope. I haven't had much lately. If I don't dare to take risks, I'll be stuck. I'm looking for hope. Understand, I'm not whining or looking for pity, but my life has been a complete mess for over a decade. In and out of jobs, taking what I can get, settling, compromising. I gave up on hoping for something better a long time ago, but well, the people in my life who are close to me keep encouraging me to try and chase my dreams. That's why I'm here. I'm looking for the answer to your question. But I won't be daydreaming all the time, I promise. In my last job, I was a lifeguard. It takes a lot of focus. Just as attentive in helping your, FUNPLEX. Perks her attention. Oh my. A rather serious occupation at that. And an unbelievable step from such troubled waters to a land of make-believe. You enjoyed this role as a lifeguard, I take it? Yes, ma'am. My roommate says she often knows me smiling after coming home from work. Which makes Francine smile in return. I can't say I can offer a role with such high stakes, but you'd be surprised at the many ways you can save a life. Even here. Very well. I'm satisfied. Let's get you to work. I breathe easier at that. Probably the weirdest job interview I've ever had, to be sure. And yet, it felt appropriate. Like it was about far more than just filling a slot on the payroll. Francine leads me back to the arcade floor to introduce me to my duties. It only occurs to me now that I forgot to ask exactly what duties this mystery job I'd accepted really involved. I mean, you're jobless. It's like, this is not worse. Francine gestures too. The seat she was occupying previously is still behind the prize desk.
Oh, how marvelous.
Welcome to your new position, Dainty. Sitting here, you mean? Sitting here and helping players redeem tickets for valuable prizes. Against the wide array of pencil, toppers, rubber, spiders, and tiny plastic toy cars on display. Well, for prizes at any rate. It's such a relief. I'd really been stretching myself thin lately trying to fill in since the position was vacated. If you don't mind me asking, ma'am, what did the last guy who sat here end up quitting? Something about being so bored out of his mind that he felt like jumping out of one of those 500 ticket plush dolls down someone's throat.
Oh, such a shame.
Poor dear. He just wasn't cut out for this line of work. Grandson or no patience for such nonsense. I'm sorry, the last person to work this desk was your grandson? Anyway, Gavin should be by soon. He'll handle paperwork and all that administrative nonsense. Now, if you don't mind, all this talking's tired me out some. I'll be in the back office if you need me. Okay then. Oh, hey, Avatar. Just in my seat on the semi-comfortable stool leaning against the desk. Beneath me, a wide array of cheap junk awaited my attention. I could have lost hope then and there that this job would have been slightly more engaging than being a dishwasher, but chose to look on the positive side. I'd be helping kids attain toys that would become nostalgic memories for years to come. Right? Right? That poor penguin. It was little squished penguin. Any minute now. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh. I crave the sweet embrace of death. I've been sitting here for 2 hours now and nobody's walked up to obtain a novelty FUNPLEX shot glass or a colored pencil set or a light-up yo-yo. Lunchtime's approaching and so far the only people walking in and out the arcade are a few stray adults who have no interest in cheap friendship bracelets. Thankfully, my first customer of the day arrives before I start wondering if one of those 500 ticket plushies could really fit down someone's throat. That looks like someone who's more employed. Or maybe not. Nope. Just walked right by me. His head buried in reading some sort of spreadsheet off his tablet. Was he here to play? Doesn't seem like a typical businessman on a break or unwashed and unemployed game aficionado, in fact. He's a snappy dresser. Seems like a cool dude. No. He's a snappy dresser. Those guys I know are content to toss on a t-shirt and jeans. Not this guy. Even in the arcade, he's sharp like an aluminum knife. Linoleum? Linoleum life. Who uses linoleum? In fact, the rather pointed look he's offered me after doubling back is rather linoleum knifey too. Oh. Hold on a minute. Who are you exactly? What are you doing behind that desk? Where's Francine? Pleased to meet you. I'm Dainty. I am Francine. I had some work done. I'm DaintyTank, your new hire. Looking forward to working with you. He relaxes somewhat on hearing that. Somewhat.
Good to hear.
It's about time. I was wondering how long she'd have to work the desk. She's got gusto for an octogenarian. Jeez. She's 80s? Jeez. Loves working the floor. But sitting here all day, handing out toys and dealing with problems wears her down. So she explained the job to you? Gave you the papers to sign? She said Gavin would handle that stuff? With a sigh, he rubs his forehead, feeling a headache coming on.
That would be me. I'm Gavin Cooper.
Nice to meet you, Gavin.
I'm the business manager here at the FUNPLEX. I make sure we manage to keep having a business, rather than a pile of rapidly collapsing fiscal mistakes.
Yeah, you get it. Right, so, as you've no doubt guessed, you'll be exchanging tickets for prizes, but that's the least part of your job. There's more to it than that. You're the floor attendant. You tend to the floor. What? The carpets?
Seriously?
The floor, the arcade, the games, the patrons. You're the one running around, putting out fires and sorting out problems. Technically, you're our second floor attendant. Ashley will be in later, but we need two. One to roam, one to operate the desk. I'll do it myself, but I'm typically busy in the back office, making sure the whole thing doesn't fall into bankruptcy. That's why Francine loved filling in. She's a people person. She loved helping out in a pinch. I am not a people person, as you've likely gathered. That's fair. That's not to say you're not alone out there. I'm in your corner at least. Things go south, you tap me for advice on what to do. You got a phone? Of course. Quickly passes me his business card. He apparently had a stack of them at the ready in his pocket. Go figure, his number is listed at the bottom. I mean, honestly, business cards in your wallet? Totally something that people do. So, it's not that out of the norm. Well, it is now, post-COVID. You ever worked a high-pressure customer service job before? Shoe sales. Smelly socks. You have no idea. Right. Well, you know how to keep your head when a customer doesn't, I hope. If anything goes sideways, you text me. I'm not around, you text Ashley or Naomi. In that order. Okay. Who and who? You'll meet them soon enough.
I think not.
Above all, do not bug Francine. She's practically retired. Let her enjoy the retirement in peace. Understood? Relax, I got this. Stress feeds me, makes me strong. This is my first pony ride. You can rely on me. But 911 for huge emergencies, right? Relax, I got this. I eat stress and crap solutions. Don't worry, I can manage the floor while you manage the business just fine.
Doubtful.
Oh. Remains to be seen. Last guy sitting in that stool was slacker and an idiot. And even though he was family, Francine dropped him like a bad habit.
If you stay clear and honest with me, do your work, do it well, we'll get along swimmingly.
Cool.
I have enough problems keeping this magical arc of hopes and wishes afloat. Please, don't add to my problems.
Okay. Magical arc of what now? Gavin sighs again. Stress release gesture. But his expression softened somewhat afterwards.
I take it Francine told you her theory. That this is more than just a job. More than just an arcade.
That's my understanding.
I'm not into dressing up words. I like to speak plain. If I'm Kurt, then that's because optimization is a factor of my job. Everybody working here wants to work here. This is where they belong, for one reason or another.
Okay.
Me? I love chaos. I love wrangling chaos specifically.
All right.
The arcade industry is high risk, high reward. I manage that risk so that they can also find happiness in their lives.
Okay.
Everybody in this business has a dream they're chasing. It's a fragile thing, prone to getting crushed by hard reality.
Hard reality.
My job is to see to it that never happens. That includes Francine, who deserves better in her twilight years than desperately propping up a semi-failing business. So, you find some value in this place beyond your salary, or you'll burn out. Trust me. Last guy to sit there burned out hard.
All right.
Now, can I trust you to mesh with our merry misfits?
Merry Misfits. I'm into this. I'm still trying to figure out my why. Why so aggressive? I just got started here. No problem at all. I'm a model employee. To be honest, I'm still trying to figure out why I'm here. What my dream is. But I'm not here to step on anyone else's dreams in the process. I'm here to do my best at supporting everyone. Oh! I think that was a good thing. Good to hear. I say we share similar views then. It'd be a pleasure to work with someone who's actually enthusiastic and competent. And hopefully, the hive of weirdness will help you find your dreams along the way. Anyway, I need to go prepare your paperwork. Technically, you shouldn't be working until you've crossed the I's and dotted the T's, but since I'm already sitting here, you'd rather I stick around? That would be accurate if you're willing to fudge things a bit and work today anyway. It'll help us out a lot. Now, if you don't mind, Naomi likely could use a hand in the workshop. A good opportunity to introduce yourself as well. Got it. Wait, someone else is here? I haven't seen anyone else. Yeah, sounds like Naomi. The workshop's through the door there. The one next to the UFO catcher, the crane machine. To use layman's terms. Satisfied for now, Gavin heads to the back, presumably the odd office to go crunch some numbers. Francine's really taking a nap back there. Hopefully he's going to crunch quietly. First coworker ended up being slightly less cool of a guy than I thought he would be. But he's not a jerk, definitely. Get where he's coming from. Plus, I've known really blunt people before. It's easy to mistake them for jerks, especially at first glance. Figure I can give this guy an honest chance. Anyway, I should go meet my next coworker, this Naomi that he mentioned, although I could swear Francine and I were the only ones out here until now. Well, Click. Oh! Whatever this one is. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. I always enjoy playing games like this. They're so fun and out of nowhere. I hope that you're having as much fun as I am. It's a very interesting game so far, and it's got a cool cast of characters, and it's more voice than I thought. Like, really much more voice than I thought. So, let me know your thoughts down below. With that, I'm gonna leave this here. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye!